John, this morning it's being reported that protesters are gathering in Memphis after 5 police officers that's been charged for the murder of Tyre Nichols, who was beat to death during a traffic stop. And joining us this morning, he is representing the family of Tyre Nichols, is civil rights attorney Ben Crump. Ben, good morning, man.
Good morning, Rickey. Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, man. Just hate to have you on a sad occasion, but we just want to say thank you for joining us. Now, Ben, now that the former officers have been fired and charged, what do you say to the public in Memphis as they await the process to play out?
Well, let me say this, Rickey Smiley. As someone who's often referred to as Black America's Attorney General, I stand on the principle of equal justice. So I want to be exceedingly clear that Memphis Police Department and their district attorney has now provided us the blueprint by the way they arrested so swiftly these 5 black officers. This is now the blueprint going forward. Next time or any time we see any of these atrocities of excessive force, when you see a crime on video, this is now the blueprint for police departments and DAs to swiftly terminate those officers and arrest them. We don't want it just to be when it's black officers we see this type of justice. We want it to be when it's any officer.
That's what it feels like, Ben. Yeah. I was trying not to think about it, but I'm like, it would be nice if all cities operated like this when a police officer commit a crime.
Exactly, Rickey. And so I want to be clear. This is now the blueprint. And if we have this blueprint, then we have more faith in the system that no officers will be engaging in this brutality, whether they're white or black, because the message will be sent that we're going to hold you accountable. And it is, nobody can escape the fact that all these officers were African American. But we also noticed the subtleties of how quickly they were terminated and charged with these charges because of the crimes that we saw on this video that the family and I have seen and everybody's going to see. So we want to think back to all these other cases where they kill unarmed black people, and we saw the investigations take 6 months, a year, 2 years. No, you can't have that excuse anymore. We now have the blueprint.
Right, yeah, and we appreciate that, Attorney Crump. We've seen you represent so many families that experience racial injustices, from Trayvon Martin to Mike Brown and now Tyre Nichols. During the press conference where you compared the beating Tyre endured to that of Rodney King, you appeared very somber. How did watching the footage affect you emotionally, and in what ways is this case different from others you've represented?
And then, Ben, and after that, how bad is it, Ben?
Yeah. When I watched the video, obviously it evokes strong emotions because it is similar to Rodney King. But then I got really sad because I kept thinking those officers did not extend any humanity to Tyre Nichols. And this young brother, when you watch this video, Rickey, you're going to see the escalation from the very beginning. I mean, time they encounter him, it's MF this, MF that, son of a beast, get on the ground, show your hand. And doing all of that, you still see the humanity in Tyre Nichols. He says, what did I do? I mean, he never cursed back at them or anything. You see a young man, when you watch this video, who's very confused, saying, hold on, why are y'all doing all this? Do y'all need to do all of this? And Tyre only weighs about, at most, they say 150 pounds, right, because he has Crohn's disease. He's 6'3" and between 140 and 150 pounds. And you look at him and you say, man, why couldn't those officers see that? That could have been their little brother. Or that worse, it could have been them at one point in their life.
Wow.
Attorney Crump, since Tennessee authorities seem to be moving quickly to address the situation with the former officers on their end, what is the family looking for in regard to resolution legally right now?
Well, just like every citizen, they should be entitled to full justice. There should be criminal culpability and civil accountability. everything that the Constitution promises any citizen is afforded that they should get. I mean, this is an agonizing death. At the end of the video, after he's called out for his mother 3 times in a heart-wrenching cry, and then, Rickey, you never hear him say another word again, and you then see him, they put him up against the police car in handcuffs, and you see his body fall to the right on the ground. After a minute, they sit him back up against the police car, then his body falls to the left, and then they sit him back up, and he falls again, and he's moaning, and it's obvious he's in distress, but nobody renders aid. Then the fire department people get there, and they are standing around, and 5, 6 minutes, 7 minutes go by, and they don't render aid. And so it's still no humanity given to him, and he's 80 yards away from his house, and that's why you got to believe he's screaming out for his mother. And I will say this, you know, man, the independent autopsy performed by the brilliant sister who heads up forensics at the University of Michigan, she said that his organs were so damaged, they had internal bleeding. He was an organ donor. Organ donor official said the organs are damaged too badly. We can't use them.
Hey, Ben, so this is really so disturbing and sickening and infuriating. Now, you're on the ground there. How does the public seem to be digesting the fact that there's no racial component in this? All involved, victim and attackers, are all black. How do they seem to be digesting this fact?
You know, everybody's bracing for a strong reaction, but as I continue to tell them, it is not the race of the police that is the determining factor of whether excessive force is going to be engaged upon the citizen, but it is the race of the citizen. And oftentimes it's black and brown people who receive the brunt of police brutality. And so when we think about it, in all seriousness, it is a part of institutionalized police culture. And it doesn't matter if the police officer is black, Hispanic, or white. They are more oftentimes than not, engaging in excessive force against black people, unarmed black people. We don't see this happening to our unarmed white brothers and sisters. They don't levy this type of excessive force. Where are those videos? That's what we should keep asking Rickey, Smiley, and everybody. Where are those videos of white citizens having this kind of brutality levied against them for a simple traffic stop? You should not end up dead from a simple traffic stop.
Hey, Ben, didn't one of the officers have another beating incident that was reported before this happened?
Yeah, that is true, Rickey, and everybody's looking into the background of these officers, but also, you know, there are at least 2 citizens now who have come forward and said that they were attacked in similar manners as Tyre was for simple traffic stops, this organized crime unit. And you got to scratch your head and say, why is organized crime units pulling over people for simple traffic stops? Yeah. I mean,
what's that about?
Yeah, this one they've been working out there, and they start to develop a hatred for the citizens and stuff, and they start getting tired and irritated and start to hate everybody, and it's just a bad relationship between particular police officers in the community mixed with a little bit of low self-esteem and got bullied as a kid. Now that's
they become like a gang, Rickey,
right,
almost.
Oof. Right.
And it is gang mentality a little bit. When you watch the video, you were waiting for one officer, just one officer, to say, hey, guys, let's calm down. This is not the criminal or person we thought it was. Let's just calm everything down. Let's de-escalate. But they never do that. They continue to escalate. And that is the problem. From the moment they encounter Tyre Nichols, they never de-escalate. They only continue to escalate to the point where Tyre ends up in an unconscious state.
Hey, Attorney Crump, thank you so much, man. Keep us informed, Ben. We're going to hit you back, man. We love you, bro.
I love you too, Fry.